saying it was a national record for pass attempts, Mike. Did you ever go into a game envisioning anywhere close to 89 pass attempts?
Yeah, at Iowa Wesleyan we had a higher number one time. Can't remember what it was. It was a funny record. We we broke the record for attempts and completions, and the record had been around for 10 years. And then the very next week, son of a gun, the very next week, somebody broke attempts. I think we still had the record for completions, and I think it was 69. I can't remember. You'd have to be a good research project for somebody. But the, I don't know. I mean, yeah, if we did a lot of good things. I thought we played real hard. We certainly weren't error-free, and we gave up some big plays, offense and defense. Played real hard. Played for 60 minutes, I felt like.
Mike, how did you feel about Connor coming back from all those hits and finishing the game with a couple touchdowns?
Well, I thought he kept battling in there. Some of those picks, he had some help. He got hit on one, and we dropped one and flipped it up to him. The other two I'd have to look at on film. I don't recall them. I mean, they obviously happened. I don't remember what they were, though.
How would you evaluate your defense today?
I thought they played hard. I thought we played real hard. I thought we over-pursued sometimes. I also thought we occasionally hesitated on, opportunities to make tackles and hesitated. One thing that is really impressive about Oregon is how decisively they play. And they're probably the most decisive team as far as how they play that I can think of in the country. And so, some plays they're more decisive than we were, and probably made us look worse than we are, I think. But I think that, if we're more decisive, then I think we make those plays. But, they deserve a lot of credit. That's one thing that they do, and as you watch them on film, is how decisively they play. And as, as we get older and develop as players, that's what we need to do.
Would you like to play at their pace? Is that ultimately how you'd like to keep doing with that fast?
No, I'm not talking about, how fast they line up, and we weren't far off of that if we were off of it, but because we did play at a quick pace. I just mean when a guy, whether it's an offensive player or a defensive player for Oregon, I mean, he does a really good job committing to the play and just runs to the play. And I mean more when the play, once the play starts. The play's started, and they'll run decisively. They don't hesitate on anything they do.
After what happened last week against Oregon State, was it good to see the team respond in the second quarter like that?
Well, what the biggest difference was, and we played three good quarters against Oregon State, and we had plenty of adversity this game, more and more often, but we never allowed it to take us out of what our focus, what we were trying to do. We continued to focus and continued to play, so I thought that was very good.
Is that something you can build on going into the bye week?
Well, I think we need to, for sure. I think that's something, and I thought we improved today. We didn't win, and we played a really good team, but I did think we improved today.
And seeing Mariota up close, what did you think of him?
I thought he's good. It was very similar to what I expected. Quick, decisive. If we could have held coverage a little longer, got a little more pressure. The times we did get pressure and affect him, it worked for us. We just couldn't do it consistently. They did a good job up front, and then, eventually he'd go back there and, run in a circle and then throw it to somebody open.
There was a stretch when you guys got a lot of pressure. You had 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles on it. What was working right then?
Well, that was for one. And I'm sure the coverage had something to do with it too.
Where would you put Oregon in the country?
Pretty high. I'm sure I put them pretty high. Shoot, I don't remember from one week to the next. And, up to this point, they're the best team we've played in the conference, I believe.
not willing to say they're necessarily the best team in the country?
Well, I've only played whatever it adds up to, 7 of them. So, but they're certainly a good one. There's no question. And they, there's if they're not the best team, they're easily in the top 5. And I think everybody has them way the heck up there, and that's clearly where they belong too.